What is up, everybody? To Verse TV today. So it seems like Digital Foundry was specifically one of the guys named Alex. Is there some controversy about his takes on how the female character in the video game Project Eve looks? She's pretty much saying that the lady is too sexual, and it's like from a, and that era is from a he said the character was too sexual, and that it's in an era from long ago, like it's not 2002 or something like that. He said. And people are like, "What are you talking about?" It's like there's just like a thing where Western game developers and Western media where the women have to be like toned down in looks, or they can't be extremely hot, or it's just this whole thing being brought up once again. Like this post says, Digital Foundry is specifically Alex being offended by a woman being too sexy for a modern era, and a Korean game is hilarious, or it not so sad. A sign of the Western game industry thinking, slight cringe warning. So here's the clip. Let's play it.
For that. The one thing I know you were talking about the character from a bygone era. I do think the character model was actually like very distracting in not a good way because like with the camera angles chosen, it just felt like this game seems like a game that came out in like 002 in terms of its like character design. It's like a bit old and not flattering, I don't think, for a modern audience in comparison to something like Forspoken, which has I mean, yes, it has a much more realistic looking character designs. It's not these hyper proportioned something or another's, but it also seemed, I don't know, a bit more grounded in a way that I found much more appealing than for that. The one thing I know you were.
Okay, so you heard what he said, man. It's like really, the character pretty much looks like Bayonetta or like a similar stuff like Bayonetta, and it's like really, are we really hating on that look? Like the character is curvy, is I guess he says too sexy. It's like really. I don't understand this, man. I really don't understand this whatsoever. Like, what is their thing with women being attracted to video games? I don't know why this is a big thing. Why do people get offended by that? But let's read some of these comments because they were definitely they definitely didn't agree with this guy's stance whatsoever. So you can watch the full. This is a short segment. This is a short segment. You can watch the full thing on the actual YouTube page. I think this okay. What is this talking about? Interesting to see how many commentators are highly invested in the story and cultural reasons for the main character's design in Project Eve, a game whose trailer had a 3 slow-mo crotch shots in the first 24 seconds. Okay. Project Eve, the character model is very distracting and not in a good way. Seems like a game that came out in 2002, old and not flattering. Forspoken has a much more realistic looking character designs, more grounded, much more appealing from a general standpoint. I think both games have their appeal and look good in their own ways, but um, I don't felt the need. I don't know what he's trying to say, but he doesn't feel the need to put them up against each other when no discourse is needed. Okay, then what is this? Game Japanese game developers and Western game journalists. Okay, that's pretty funny. Well, how do you feel the need to try and compare it to Forspoken? This seems to me like he's starting to create discourse when there doesn't need to be any. If he can't appreciate the Project Eve is what the current audience wants, as it is made by a Korean studio, maybe he's a soft racist. Okay. Hyper proportioned, lol. Let's see. I mean, not really hyper proportioned. He just got curves. He just has curves. Tell me you haven't seen a woman before without telling me you haven't seen a woman before. These are everyday women who you can see in real life every day who make this character look flat. I like Digital Foundry, but this is a terrible take. If Alex didn't enjoy Eve's designs, he can go play something else. He doesn't speak for everyone. He doesn't speak for every single gamer out there. Thank you, Korean devs, for creating a character that's both sexy and kicks a lot of asses. Okay. I haven't watched this channel in years, and I won't sub to the channel as a result of this tweet. Wonder how many channels that I haven't watched in a long time that are on sub once I catch wind of us like this. Why am I not too surprised? Modern audiences equals perpetually offended social media fundamentalist. Yeah. I honestly adore her design. Gaming for me is fantasy and an escape. So generally speaking, the stylized and beautiful character designs like these make a game infinitely more fun. Yeah, when I play a game, I'm looking for some dad bod hero I can play as. I want an ultimate muscle 80s action star guy to play as. God forbid we go back to the style of games released in 2002. We might actually get some originality if we went back. Okay, so list of games that's from 2002. What we saw versus what Alex saw. Okay. So he wants annoying characters from spoken trailer. Good thing it's coming to all platforms, so we know a certain form now might try to force some platforms to drop it. I would rather have a game that reminds me of a bygone era than have another ultra realistic video game contender for Game of the Year made by Sony that's crunched the developers to have every sale of a leaf visible. Can we get these people out the hobby? Really, their sanctimonious attitude is annoying to use an euphemism. We don't need purities in any hobby, video games included. Let's see. Characters from a bygone era. I think this is a Dead or Alive character. I think she's from Dead or Alive 2. I'm not sure. I know that's from Near Automata 2B. And this is Bayonetta. Yeah. Let's see. The harder these guys try to act above it all, the more depressing it sounds. People like him make the game world depressing. This is incorrect. The cringe is more than slight. The character model is too distracting. LOL, I like how he makes it sound like it's a bad thing. Alex has no D control. What? The game feels like it came out in '02. Cool, might buy it. Yeah, I just don't understand this guy's take. Like, really? Like, they really, like, it's just telling that they really don't want women to be, like, super curvy or, like, I don't know. They just feel that's wrong to have women be curvy at all. Like, all the women should be, like, stick figures or just be, like, super flat chested and flat and just be flat in all areas. I don't get it. F Digital, Foundry, and whoever Alex is, and F the modern audiences. Make video games with hot men and hot women. Stop with this Puritan us. I am too sexy for a modern era. I hate how they talk for everyone like everyone is on board with their cult. SJWs are just the worst version of Bible thumpers trying to ban violence in video games. As one who thinks it's mad weird to lust over polygons that MF for tripping, chick was looking good. Don't change her design to make her fit into this fake ass outrage woke gaming society. They complain about everything, fat or sexy characters, even skin tone. Jesus. They do kind of complain about everything at this point. They complain the Thor was fat. They complain that this character's too sexy. Yeah, they do complain about everything at this point. Like, everything is just bad. I don't know about you, but saying the game feels like it came out in '02 is more of a compliment in my mind. But seriously saying this game feels outdated because it has sexy women sounds really ridiculous. Maybe the problem is the game, but how the cringe the modern times are. What the F is Project Eve and why are soy elementals mad at it? Okay. You see this is what they want us to turn into, small, sad, and pathetic. We weren't allowed to have beautiful femininity anymore. The same people who want to cover up fictional women. Okay. I think Project Eve's sexy aesthetic is over designed, but too sexy for today's audience is just a garbage Westerner take. Why are these people so scared of ass and booba in video games? Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I remember that one situation where, like, it was an indie game, a horror indie game, cyberpunk ghost story. It was an indie game for Nintendo. And then the lady, it was an older lady. It was a few older lady actually. They wanted to cancel or remove from the Nintendo eShop because the character was depicted as having a humongous breast, and they just hated, just wanted them gone. I'm like, really? So yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like curvy women in video games for some reason. They just have a real problem with curvy women in video games. These unrealistic character designs aren't flattering for modern audiences. Look at OnlyFans girls spreading their okay. Hyper realistic games suck. Watching Bayonetta gameplay would probably give this dude an aneurysm. He probably can't handle He probably definitely can't handle Bayonetta. He'd probably lose it. Who looks for anything realistic in a video game? He's trying so hard to pander to one group while not pissing off another. LOL. Yeah, someone concluded right here. I don't agree with this take whatsoever. It seems like a lot of people don't agree with this take either. It's just completely ridiculous how now, like, the most like these Western game drunks and Western game developers, they don't want the women to be curvy at all. It's like if they get too curvy, it's like somebody's gonna be offended in one way or another. So that included right there. Definitely see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.